He had charisma, a grin that closed deals, and a camera that loved him. But behind the smiles, there were fractures few viewers ever saw. This is the story of how two boys who sold hangers built an empire of homes, fame, and brand extensions, and what nearly broke the world they created. Roots, a surprising beginning, a hospital room in Vancouver. Twin boys arrive into a home that was equal parts discipline and imagination. Their father had a past on movie sets, their mother kept order and books on the shelf. That mix, showmanship on one side, routine on the other, gave the twins something unusual: the itch to perform and the muscle to follow through. By the time they were school kids, they were inventing small businesses, selling handmade nylon hangers door to door. It was less about toys than it was training. Every no taught negotiation, resilience, and the habit of showing up. From the start, the pattern is clear. Craft a small thing, sell it, learn the next lesson. That rhythm would repeat again and again. Those childish hustles were a rehearsal, not the grand stage. Performance instincts, clowns, auditions, and the pivot. Before HGTV, before best-selling books, they were performers. One twin learned how to win a room, jokes, balloons, timing. The other learned how to fix a room, boards, paint, and an eye for shape. Injuries and missed opportunities nudged one brother away from an athlete's path and toward the messy, uncertain world of acting and film work. Small roles and body double gigs taught him the language of the set, how production thinks, how cameras listen. That early performance schooling made him easy to watch. Real estate made him useful. Together, those skills began to look like a new kind of product, a house told as a story. Performance plus practical skill equals a showable formula, flips the university grind and the seed of a pitch. In university, they didn't just study theory. They bought a neglected house, fixed it, rented it out. The brothers learned the full cycle: find, negotiate, renovate, rent. One brother negotiated deals and contracts. The other turned structural problems into design features. Their first flips weren't glamorous. They were rigorous. They learned to optimize budgets, to tolerate setbacks, and to make a profit where others saw risk. That combination of charisma and craft is the exact chemistry television producers hoped to bottle. When a network began hunting for a new home format, the twins had both the product and the personality. What producers needed was emotion, a narrative arc families could latch onto. What the brothers offered was real work plus human payoff. The pitch evolved, recycled from concepts like realtor idol into something far simpler and far more human. Follow a family, sell a house, rebuild its hope. Newsrooms and trade pieces chart this exact evolution. A fast, convincing pitch and a lifetime of practice opened the green light. The breakout: why Property Brothers stuck. The show landed on the very nerve TV was missing: authenticity that felt genuine. Two brothers, two roles, one heart. One handled negotiations and people, the other handled walls and wires. Viewers didn't want glossy makeovers alone. They wanted the human beam that holds a future. The episodes cooked a simple emotional arc: anxiety at the start, chaos in the build, tears at the reveal. It was catharsis staged as renovation. The chemistry was easy to sell because it wasn't manufactured. It was family. As the show scaled across seasons and spin-offs, it stopped being just a program and became a recognizable promise. Warmth, competence, possibility. Fame grew fast. So did obligations the cameras didn't always show. Empire building, spin-offs, businesses, and the pressure cooker. Once you build a successful show, options multiply. Spin-offs, celebrity specials, branded products, production companies, and book deals. The brand diversified, and with diversification came managerial complexity. More titles meant more locations, more contractors, and a wider supply chain vulnerable to error. Every new series multiplied the number of unscripted variables, contractors with tight timelines, permits, and local codes. When something went wrong on a job, The fallout didn't just hit a contractor, it landed on a brand that promised transformation. Media accounts show how the franchise expanded into multiple formats and ventures, and how scale introduced new reputational risks. The controversy that made viewers squint. Reality TV is edited reality. Homes that look flawless on screen sometimes harbor problems off camera. Missing screws, the wrong backsplash. Wires reported exposed after crews left. In one high-profile instance, a Las Vegas couple filed suit claiming significant renovation defects tied to a production episode. The complaint named the production company and a local contractor. The brothers themselves were not listed as defendants. The story became a cautionary tale. Television tells a satisfying story on camera, but the actual work chain can be messy. Local investigative reports laid out the homeowner's claims and the production company's response, and the public remembered one lesson: polishing a reveal doesn't always repair structural errors. The brand was forced to defend itself, not just in press, but in courts of public perception. The health scare that everyone misread. Fandoms and forums love tidy narratives. An illness becomes a metaphor. An absence becomes a scandal. In the headlines that followed, many outlets blurred the lines between who suffered what. It's essential to correct the record. The most widely publicized acute mercury poisoning episode from the Scott family refers to JD, the older brother who occasionally appears with them, not the twin who fronted their shows. JD publicly disclosed an extended period of mysterious symptoms and later revealed a diagnosis that included acute mercury poisoning. That clarification matters because confusion about who was sick created conspiracies and misplaced blame. Public statements and interviews from 2019 and follow-up coverage document JD's struggle and the family's response. For the starring brothers, there were still pressures. Long tours of duty on set, fatigue, and the tough choice between recovery and production schedules. But the medical headline that spread across some gossip outlets about a show-leading twin having mercury poisoning was a misreading of the facts. The documented acute mercury event was JD's. That difference changes the emotional shape of the story. It's not a single star felled. It's a family that weathered a frightening medical mystery in one member, while the others navigated the public fallout. Health scares reframed priorities. Family demanded new boundaries, personal life, perspective, and a new center. Amid the cameras, a quieter story unfolded: love and family. A long courtship culminated in a wedding in Italy. Parenthood arrived later, and the priorities shifted. Fatherhood and marriage reshaped daily choices. Less late nights on set, more consideration for what legacy to leave a child. Personal profiles and lifestyle features captured this softer chapter. A man once defined by hustle, now defined by bedtime stories, not just board meetings. Reports about marriages, births, and domestic life show how fame can yield to the daily gravity of family. Family recalibrated the brand from spectacle toward sustainability. Reinvention and sustainability. Where the brand goes from here, the brothers didn't vanish, they evolved. New shows with different premises, a louder emphasis on eco-conscious renovations and sustainable materials, and an expanding entertainment business that now develops formats for a broader market. The aim is to preserve brand trust by retooling processes, tighter oversight, clearer contracting, and public commitments to better workmanship. But the central tension remains. A TV product must be beautiful, and a home must be safe. Balancing spectacle with responsibility is now the enduring challenge for any renovation franchise that sells hope on screen. They sold houses, and the world bought the story. But when the cameras leave, the bills, fixes, and human consequences remain. The real question isn't whether a reveal can make a family cry on camera. The question is what it costs when your life becomes a blueprint for other people's dreams. Is fame a way to help more families, Or does it sometimes obscure the care that true renovation requires? If you want to watch something else that fits, there's a video right here on screen.